I tell people this sometimes casually in conversation. So naturally, we're talking about now for social media. When people bring up the environmental impact of cattle and their production of methane, and if we're talking science on this, that's actually ruminants. Why that happens is they're capable of cleaving, grass, grain, all the stuff that when we eat, it would come out whole into usable byproducts. The emission from that is methane. So you're talking about cattle, deer, sheep, all of your ruminant animals, giraffes, I believe are a ruminant. But if you're talking about another family that is the second leading causer of that, it's termites. So I guess after we get rid of all of the cattle for their methane production, we'll go find all the termites to make sure they're exterminated. I would argue that this argument for cattle and methane production is there's a lot bigger things we could focus on, like super leaker events in natural gas pipelines. I had a professor tell me about this, and I had to go Google it about a year ago to make sure it was actually true. You have these super leaker events with methane from natural gas pipelines and they'll leak methane. And I remember this professor told me like it went undiagnosed for 6 months. And that one super leaker event produced more methane in the atmosphere than a year and a half of global agriculture combined. We have about 18 of those that happen globally. We're pretty regulated here in the United States, even still, on stuff like natural gas pipelines. But it happens here, so imagine what it looks like in the rest of the world. Yeah, I think I talk about psyops a lot, and I think they're conducted by countries and businesses at this point, where this focus on cattle being a partisan issue with the environment is really trying to fool folks on some of the more real problems we face as a nation and environmental impacts of other things that are going on.